Hello, my name is Clint Wilson. I'm the owner of RDI Aquatics, which I started trying to get a project here to get something done with the river. And as a citizen of Brevard County, I am paying the half-cent sales tax just the same as everyone else, which was meant for the cleanup of the Indian River. The Oversight Committee, or the SORIL, which is the Save Our Indian River Lagoon money, which is your half-cent sales tax, has collected over $300 million of taxes. Nothing's happening with the river fast enough. I do not see $300 million going into this river. The money's not going to where I believe it should go. It's going more to infrastructure projects than it is to the river.
Hi, Clint.
Hey, Vinny, how you doing? I have been fighting with the county trying to get a grant to install diffused aeration in our canals to help improve our canals and help get things alive. Every time I hear a little bit of good things, it kind of helps keep me going, because I hear a whole lot more no's than I do yes. If you fish, swim, boat, anything here in Brevard County on the Indian River, Banana River, Sykes Creek, the canals, if you enjoy the water, if you want to see the water get better, if you want to see projects happening that will make a difference, I need the citizens of Brevard County to give me help to get my point across to the county that we've got to get started. I will get loud, and I will continue to get louder until the right people hear, until we can get something done to help clean our river up. I'm tired of waiting, and if we keep waiting, we're gonna wake up one morning and it's just going to be dead. Need your help to get this going. There's more information on the video. Thank you.
Welcome to Brevard County, Florida.
Oh! Oh, you wanna come swimming? We got your mud bath. That's ridiculous. All right, well, I started building oyster habitats about 3 years ago using stainless steel and oyster shells because everybody was talking about we needed oysters. And I was doing pretty good in selling these and attaching them to docks. Then the river had a serious algae bloom, where we had one type of algae that took over the river. And when it took over the river, well, that's when it shaded out all the grasses. There was no oxygen at the bottom because sunlight couldn't reach the bottom. So all of a sudden, I'm thinking, okay, my habitats, no matter how good I build them, it only takes one bad event on the river to kill everything that I've got started in that habitat. So this is one of the habitats that we put in, oyster/marine habitat, just to give the fish somewhere to go.
My name's James Stanley. I moved here at Merritt Island several years back. What happened was when we moved here and there was so much muck, we went after a pond cleaning solution. I saw oyster environments are the way to go. I saw this guy driving around with a shark or turtle in the back of his truck. I'm like, hey, we need to get to know him. So I called him, and sure enough, he's like, I'd love to sell you as many habitats as humanly possible, but the oysters aren't going to live. This is not a great sales job on your part. What do you mean? He says, well, there's just not enough oxygen.
So I started researching about what could I do to save these areas, and that's where I found out about the aeration system, the diffused aeration. This is sitting on the bottom, and as it sends the bubbles up, it pulls the water up with it. In 5 foot of water, this thing will move approximately 500 gallons of water per minute. That helps with the aeration. The water is actually absorbing oxygen from those bubbles as they come up, plus we're getting movement, plus we're bringing oxygen back down to the bottom, which helps with the bacteria that we want, which is the aerobic bacteria. We oxygenate the canals, get rid of anaerobic bacteria. Then what we're doing is we're kick-starting the aerobic bacteria.
The good bacteria was able to thrive, bad bacteria dies, and then from that point on, it's just starting to heal itself. And then since that time, we've had a dramatic improvement. The muck's gone, a lot more sea life, and like I said, the real telltale is when the dolphins come down to eat. And so we've got that many fish.
Oh my God.
The idea of diffused aerations is not something new. They've been doing it up north for years in ponds and lakes, and our canals are just little ponds.
So then we got to talking, and then I was like, well, why aren't more people doing this? And he's like, well, that's kind of the thing I'm after.
Aeration is one of the things we need to get the balance back in our canals that are feeding the river. Aeration can help on our habitats that we're trying to get started. No matter what happens to the river, whether it's an algae die-off, an algae bloom that shades everything, I've got oxygen in the water to keep my habitat alive. If we can't make sure they're going to survive the bad times, we're wasting our time and we're wasting our money. So aeration is one way of keeping this area alive no matter what happens.
The sea life, the river life will come to the areas of a higher concentration of oxygen because the environment is so much better. And I think if we do that in a broad sense across these canals, across the river, you're going to see a dramatic improvement in the homeowner's perspective.
Now this is a huge problem, trying to fix the river. Yes, but you all voted for a half-cent sales tax to spend the money to fix the river. I am trying to get a grant to install diffused aeration in our canals to help improve our canals and help get things alive. I'm not asking the community or the citizens of this county to put out any money. I'm trying to get the money from SORIL. The money I'm asking for is $4.7 million for almost 3-year project. The installation of all the aeration units, which is 1,500 diffuser type aeration systems, will take about 6 months. But after that, we're going to be doing the monitoring of the canals. We're also going to do the maintenance on the units. They are a low maintenance unit, but they still have to be maintained. I have been fighting with the county trying to get a grant. I've met so much resistance, it's unbelievable.
And a small businessman, it seems like a barrier into that world.
And I said, thank you
Clint.
again.
So thank you for your passion.
Thank you.
Thank you for your passion, Clint.
I have been to several meetings, and the bad thing about it is, believe it or not, I'm the only person that's not associated with the city or the zoo that was there. No citizens of this county were there. SORIL has collected almost $300 million since it started. They are doing some things I do not understand. They are allocating the money as fast as they get it in. So if you ask them if they got any money, no, it's all been spent. It's all allocated on projects. Yeah, one project, they allocated $10 million for monitoring of the river. Not to do anything, not to work, not to fix anything, but just to monitor the water. And we've got Fish and Game that does that. We've got the Coast Guard that does that. But yet they're going to set aside $10 million so they can pay somebody to monitor the river. Yes, they're doing dredging. Grand Canal, they're doing dredging. Though the dredging is going very slow, it's very difficult, and the people that are doing the dredging didn't realize how silty and how fine this material was. The zoo gets money from SORIL, do shoreline restoration, and dump oyster shells in the water. None of this is any good if we can't maintain the oxygen levels. So until we can do something to maintain the oxygen levels, wherever we're working and whatever we're doing, then we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. Now I'm asking for the county's help, the people that live here. The county's spending this money like it's their money. It's not, it's ours. You can go to the Citizens Oversight Committee for Brevard County. That is where the SORIL money is. So if you go to SORIL Oversight Committee, and you will find all the financials and everything, the projects they're doing, the projects they're not doing. Please go to the site, investigate for yourself, see what's happening with your money. You've spent over $300 million of taxes have gone into this. Nothing's happening with the river fast enough. I ask you, contact your county commissioners, and they're the ones that have the final say on the money. You can also go to rdiaquatics.com. I will answer any questions I can. We'll talk to anyone that will listen. I will be getting loud, and I will be getting louder until I see something happening, until they let me do something to make it better. Thank you for your time. All right, let's see if I can get out. Damn. This is nasty.